Week number 16 of the NFL season has arrived. I don't know about you, but I'd rather go back to week number one. It was like a balmy 95 degrees, hot and humid. Hell, I was sweating under the lights. And they're LED lights. That's hard to do. Right now, as I'm doing this video for you on Thursday night, it's like a frigid 17 degrees. I don't want that. Hopefully it's warmer for you. But hey, everyone, I'm Al DeMarco, and I am here with your Christmas Eve Saturday NFL report. I've got 3 games to break down for that Saturday card coming up. Before we go any further, just a reminder, click down there at the bottom and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any additional NFL video shows, because I'll also be breaking down the Sunday card for you too. And of course, there's like 217 college bowl games being played over the next couple of weeks, and I will have multiple bowl game shows for you coming up as well. So again, subscribe down there, click on that little button, you can't miss it. So before we go any further, let's talk about which teams have been making you money in Vegas so far this season. And without a doubt, the Cincinnati Bengals own that ground. God bless them, because I've used the Cincinnati Bengals each of the past 2 weeks. And by the way, guys, I am the hottest NFL handicapper right now at this site. I have won 7 straight NFL best bets. The Bengals, the past 2 Sundays, they are 11-3 against the spread so far this season. Another team that's on a nice little roll, the Detroit Lions. They have covered 7 straight, including 3 straight on the road. That is the franchise's longest ATS winning streak in the modern Super Bowl era. They've never covered 4 straight, though, on the highway. Can they do it this week at Carolina? Well, that's one of the games I'm going to be breaking down for you and previewing in just a moment. How about the San Francisco 49ers? They have covered 5 in a row, matching their longest streak since 2013. Can they get the job done once more, laying a touchdown at home against the Washington Commanders? That is going to be my final pick for you today. On the flip side, Tom Brady and Tampa Bay, 3-10-1. After blowing that 17-0 lead at home against Cincinnati. Thank you, Buccaneers. Thank you, Tom Brady. I really enjoyed that win with the Bengals last Sunday, and I owe it all to you. Now, the Dogs were barking once more last week. They went 9-6-1 against the spread. They are 20 games over 500 on the season. What does it mean? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What, were you expecting me to come down from the mountaintop and be like Moses and give you some words of wisdom? Nothing. It means nothing. There have been 219 games played in the NFL this season, going into the Thursday game between the Jets and the Jaguars. 20 dogs over 500. What does that come out to be? You don't have to go to MIT to figure this out. That is a percentage of 8.7%. Not even 10%, guys. It means nothing. Now, some guys out there will say, oh, you always bet the dogs. You bet the dogs. That's how you make money in the NFL. You bet the dog. Really? 8.7% of the games, the underdogs have an advantage on the season? Nothing. Some dogs are going to cover. Some favorites are going to cover. And then sometimes you're going to have a tie. And that sets up the first game. It's going to be Minnesota -4 at home against the New York Giants. And let me just tell you, so last Saturday, I had the Minnesota Vikings. I had them -3.5 at home against Indianapolis. I didn't watch the game. I was busy. I didn't turn on the game until it was late in overtime. I had no idea Minnesota was down by 137 points at halftime. I didn't know the Vikings had the greatest comeback in NFL history just to forge overtime. And some of you are out there saying, oh, damn, Al, you had them at 3.5 points. You lost the game. Are you kidding me? Have you never watched one of my videos before? Have you never heard me on the zillion radio shows that I've done over the years? Did you not listen to me when I had, I think, the very first gambling show ever, nationwide gambling show on radio, the Friday Night Quarterback? That was me, guys. What have I told you over the years? My wife repeats this in her sleep. Always by the half point when the line crosses 3, 4, 6, 7, and sometimes 10. You better believe that I bought down the half point on Minnesota last Saturday or Sunday. Bought them down to 3 and walked away with the push. A well-deserved push, may I add. Listen, there is no single thing that we can do as gamblers to hedge the odds in our favor more than buying the half points. But I know that I'm preaching to the choir. You either believe what I'm saying or not. I can't make you a convert after all these years. That's the bottom line. It's trying to make an ardent Republican vote Democrat. It ain't going to happen, or vice versa. But I can tell you, it's the single most important thing because it turns more pushes into wins and more losses into pushes at pennies on the dollar only when it's applicable. And that's reality. Now, Kirk Cousins has been a man on fire the past 2 weeks against the Lions and last week against the Colts. What a game. What 2 games he's had. 65 for 95, 885 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh my gosh, the Giants are 8-2 against the spread as a dog this season. They're 6-3-1 outright in those games. They've covered 5 of their last 6 on the road. By the way, this is the 17th consecutive game that the Giants have been a road pup, tying them with the Lions for the longest such streak in the NFL. Of course, that streak is being broken by the Lions this week because they are not an underdog. We'll talk more about that in a moment. So if you're simply a technical trends player, you would be on the Giants. Now, the Giants won against Washington, but they're disadvantaged on the road the second straight week, on a short week nonetheless. And Washington's offense, it's impotent. This is the Vikings offense with Kirk Cousins, with Jefferson, etc. They're going to put points on the board. Now, I don't know if they can stop the points being put on the board, but let's just also remember the Giants were miserable, 0-3-1 in their previous 4 games before beating Washington. This line is 4. I'm going to buy down to the half point, to 3.5. And I'm going to go with Minnesota because I think the Vikings can win this game in a shootout by 6. And that's the way I'm going. The Detroit Lions are criminally priced at 2.5. I think this is the most disrespected line on the board. You've got a Lions team that's won 3 in a row and 6 of their last 7 straight up. A Lions team that has covered 10 out of 14 games this season with 7 straight ATS wins coming into this contest. They only lost on Thanksgiving Day in the closing minutes on a field goal by Buffalo. Why would you not take the Lions minus 2.5 points at Carolina, a Carolina team that lost at home last week against Pittsburgh, a Carolina team that couldn't get off the field against the Steelers because Pittsburgh had a time of possession over 36 minutes, a Pittsburgh team that dominated them offensively with Trubinsky at quarterback going 12 for 15 on third downs. You've got a Lions team that not only puts up plenty of points on the board, but has also played extremely well defensively at late. And that is really key to the Lions' turnaround because Detroit's defense has only allowed 19.4 points a game over the last 7. That's why I love the Lions in this spot. Carolina isn't any good. The Lions, I got to give Dan Campbell props. The season started off poorly. He held that team together. They have coalesced. They've got some cohesiveness now. They're playing with confidence. They won that hard-fought game against the Jets. And that playoff push is for real. They are only a half game out of the wild card spot going into the weekend. They're going to get the job done at Carolina. Go with it. Don't even think about it. I mean, this offense can certainly put points on the board. They've scored 25 or more points in 5 of their last 6 games. 30 points or more 7 times this season. So on the year, they're averaging a little over 26 points a game. Carolina's been lucky to average 19.4 on the year. Again, criminally priced. Go with the Lions. Final game. San Francisco -7 at home. A 49ers team has won 7 straight, allowing a total of 75 points in that stretch. A 49ers team that has been money in the bank at home over the past couple of years, going 10-1 straight up, 9-2 against the spread, and in that stretch going 8-1 against the number as a home chalk. Do I need to say more? The Commanders showed you what they are on Monday night. Taylor Haneke is nothing more than a journeyman backup quarterback, and that's where he should be. Carson Wentz isn't the answer either. I don't have the answer for you. But Washington couldn't get the job done against a Giants defense, which is like middle of the road, 15th or 16th overall in total defense in the NFL. Now you're going against number 1 defense in the NFL, a defense that has just been stingy as hell ever since that loss to Kansas City. And what I really like about the 49ers here is that Kyle Shanahan says he's not going to rest his starters this week or next week. 49ers have had major injury woes, as you know, the past couple of years. But they've already clinched the NFC West. They're guaranteed no worse than the third slot in the NFC seedings in terms of the postseason. They have a realistic shot to move up to number two. They can dream of being number one. If the Eagles have an epic collapse, it's not going to happen. But Shanahan says they're not going to rest their starters this week and next. So I think that's a bonus. And at 7 points, I have no problem taking them at home against a Washington team. Again, disadvantage playing on a short week and on the road. FYI, you know how I love teasers. You know how I win them as well. I've given you a boatload of them for free. This is one I think you should consider as a teaser. 7-point teaser. 49ers, pick them at home. Are they going to lose this game? That's what you ask yourself. The answer is no. I love taking teams, as I always tell you in teasers, favorites between 6 and 10 points. Are the 49ers going to lose at home? The answer is no. Now, I don't have another team to give you right now because I haven't studied other parts of the card, but I gave you half of it, so that's your early Christmas present. And by the way, if you happen to be celebrating the holiday, Merry Christmas to you all and Happy New Year's to you all as well. May it be productive, may it be prosperous, may it be profitable too, to round out the 3 Ps. And guys, if you haven't seen it, you must have seen it. You haven't been looking at my pretty face the entire time. That little scroll at the bottom of the page. Make sure you take advantage of the 1-day free all access pass if you haven't done so yet, because you can get my 8th straight NFL best bet winner on Saturday. And you can get that play and all the plays of all the handicappers absolutely free over at thesportsadvisors.com, or you can go to DeMarcosports.com. It's all the same. It's me. You'll see my face on both of them. We do it for 2 reasons. One, I created these websites 21 years ago when I brought the industry to the internet, and I can do whatever the hell I want. And number 2, it's because we've always liked to give you a taste of what's going on. What better way to do it than giving you everything for free? You get all the handicappers plays, you get to see all their analysis, and you get to see what they're doing for free. The only way you lose is if you don't take advantage of this absolutely free offer. You go to the site on Saturday and you'll see it costs $109. You get it for free, 0. No strings attached, no obligation, no salespersons, blah, 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 blah. So take advantage of the 1-day free all access pass. I wish you well, guys. And again, happy holidays to you all. Let's go make some money. Good luck, everybody.